Hello and welcome to another new episode of Learning Simplified. In our last tutorial, we had a discussion on CSS selectors and the types, the various kinds of it. Now, in this tutorial, we are going to discuss on the nth type selectors being used in CSS. Stay tuned. This is a continuation video. Now, what is the nth type of selectors? The definition of the nth child selector is it matches every child elements of its parent element. Like this is the example of nth selector here, which states that nth of type, this is the numerical order of the target element property value, where n can be a number, a keyword, or a formula. As an example, if we wish to target the second child paragraph of a specific parenting, then we need to mention it as, here it goes, this is the syntax which states that first of all, the class name should be declared, then comes the targeted element, which element it should be, whether it is a paragraph or it is a general header tag or something. That element should be declared right over here, and then comes the specification, which exact child element are we wishing to customize. Like as we have defined, it should be the second child element of that definite parent div. That is why we have mentioned here too. If we had targeted the third element, then it should be mentioned as 3 right over here. So let's have a check direct onto our text editor. Now if we head back to our text editor, we can see that there are some paragraphs right over here. Like this is the first paragraph, this is the second, this is the third paragraph, and then this div practically closes after this third paragraph. So there are a total of 3 paragraphs inside this div class content holder. Let's have a check into our browser and we can see that there it is. There are 3 paragraph elements here. So in the first place, we wish to customize the second paragraph, and in the very first case, all we are going to do, we will be practically commenting off any existing style attributes, those we have provided so far. So this is the general sibling selectors. Press Ctrl S. Head back to your project and reload, and you can see that everything comes back to its normal preview. Now let's head back to text editor here, and in the first case, the paragraph element of this content holder, and within that paragraph element, the nth of type 2, that means the second paragraph element here of this div class of content holder, it will be following this set of properties right over here. So we have just copy pasted all those existing CSS properties, those we had defined earlier. So press Ctrl S, head back to your project and reload, and you can see that the second paragraph element, it will be following this following set of properties, like this background red or padding or box sizing or text align or color, whatever it is. Now let's pause here for a moment and let's inspect the element, and we can see that this paragraph only, it is following all these properties here, this background, padding, box sizing, text align, color. So everything those we had defined into our CSS style sheet, we can see that all those properties are back right over here. So there it goes. Now this is in practicality a definite or a specific set of properties which is being attributed to the second child paragraph element of this individual or particular div. But what about that for every odd numbered paragraphs present inside the same div will be following this set of properties which is being executed here, but the even numbered paragraph elements, those will be remain unchanged. So in that particular case, there is another syntax that we may use in this particular case. So let's head back to our text editor, and first of all, let's head back to index. We will be increasing our number of paragraphs. Instead of this 3, we will be adding some more paragraphs, like this is the 4th one here, this is the 5th paragraph, and this is the 6th paragraph. So there it goes. So there are total 6 paragraphs right over here right now. Let's head back to our project and reload, and we can see that a total of 6 paragraphs are present within this individual div class element of content holder. Now let's head back to our text editor here, and into this style.css, instead of, if we change this number to 3, press Ctrl S and head back to your project and reload, and you can see that the 3rd paragraph is right now differently styled into our document. So you might now understand that all those numerical values would add some definite CSS properties to that definite child element which we had specified right over here. But now if we wish that for each odd number of paragraphs, those will be following these individual CSS properties, then in that particular case, all we need to do here, we will be using, now first of all, let's have a look what it does. Head back to your project and reload, and you can see that the exact thing that we were talking about, each and every odd positioned or odd numbered paragraph child elements, those are practically having a different set of color combination, like this background or this text color, the text alignment, and all those padding properties. So all of them are being imposed into the odd numbered child elements here, but for this even numbered child elements, those are practically absent. You may specify this for this odd number or even for this even number. So if we put here even, sorry, it is even, press Ctrl S, head back to your project, you can see that this 1st, 3rd, and the 5th paragraph element was getting differently styled. Now if we reload here, we can see that the 2nd, the 4th, and the 6th paragraph is right now having some different styled elements, some different style paragraph within this individual div class content holder.